Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm at St. Cecilia's this morning, and this little courtyard here. You're probably hearing the fountain in the background. The fountain right here. So we're going to be getting a tour from a nun, and I don't think I'll be recording when she's speaking, but I will try to kind of fill you in about what I learned at St. Cecilia's. All right, God bless you guys. So we are at St. Cecilia's here, and the main altar is underneath this thing called a baldacchino, and the baldacchino is kind of covering the main altar. And some of you may recognize that, like, hey, that looks like in a fancy bedroom, right? A fancy bedroom, there's this covering over the bed of the husband and wife. And I've heard it explained this way before, that the baldacchino, in that relation between the marriage bed of a husband and wife, is where the marriage is consummated. God made marriage very holy and very sacred. He made the marital act very holy and very sacred. And so at the Mass, not that God is sexual in that way, but the Mass, it is here at this point where heaven and earth meet, where God comes down from heaven into the Holy Eucharist and becomes his body, blood, soul, and divinity. And that union to say, consummated when you and I receive Jesus in the Holy Eucharist. We get to receive the whole Christ, his body, blood, soul, and divinity. And so as a husband and wife, they're made into this one flesh union. In a sense, you and I are made into this one union with Jesus Christ when we receive him worthily well in the Holy Eucharist. All right, God bless you guys. So during the time of St. Cecilia, the Romans, they had a bath, which is hot water actually, and so they tried suffocating St. Cecilia, and the suffocation is down below, and then later on she was partially beheaded, which is kind of showing this artwork. So right here is a baptistry. This is people were baptized, and why this is so significant is baptism was only reserved to the bishops, but later on as more and more people became Christian and Catholic, they need more baptisms, and so then now is delegated to the priest. So this is the first baptistry that priests baptize people into the faith. So after baptism, this is the room that the newly baptized would come in to be anointed, which of course we still do. After a baby is baptized, we'll anoint them as well. So here are the different baths. The bath at St. Cecilia, they tried suffocating her was right down there. But they would have had different temperatures of water in these different areas. So this would be kind of like lukewarm, but where they tried suffocating was where they had the hot water. So these would have been the Roman baths back in the day. Right, let's see this. So over here, right inside that area is the bath where they tried suffocating St. Cecilia. And then that failed. They tried heating the water up so hot so she couldn't breathe, and then they found her alive, and so then they partially decapitated her. The executioner did a poor job, and so he severed her neck, but she was still alive for a while. But this is the actual place where she would have died. Right in here. Saint Cecilia, pray for us. So we are underneath the main church. Because underneath here, thanks for the bunny ears, underneath is the house of St. Cecilia. And so right over here are these silos where they would have stored things, food, and even water. But yeah, this is her actual house, which they donated and gave to the church to be a church in their early life. Again, this is her home and what it would have looked like. Hallway of her home, and so forth. All right, thanks, guys.
That Pope Francis was placed on the sarcophagus when he brought it back from the catacombs. The seal for the faith, passport did all this. And here is an ivy leaf to highlight the important word, Cecilia. Corpus, with the cross placed at the centre of the word corpus to indicate she'd been martyred. And then it goes on to say, together with her other martyrs, test days, were brought back Lucius, a pope soon after her, Urban, her friend, the Pope, and then Tibertius, her brother-in-law, Valerian husband, Maximus, the Roman soldier who refused to decapitate her brother-in-law, and so forth. He was martyred himself.
And what would have been the time when this was carved?
So this is the original sarcophagus where St. Cecilia would have been
It goes
buried.
back to the time of her death.
Oh.
So this comes from the catacomb of St. Philip. Behind the grating, you see a very splendid Roman sarcophagus, which replaced the original in 1599 because the original was not in very good state. And can you see Cecilia, Virgo Martyr, inscribed? Below there is another sarcophagus of Valerian, Spilia, and Tibertius, St. And there's a third sarcophagus the other side of the popes and Maximus. Here you have a very splendid medieval altar, cosmotesque.
Same thing as a basilica, I understand.
It's just like this, yes, it is the same time. It's all about 1290. The apse was been here since 820, but extended by Cardinal Rampolla in 1900. Produces beautiful chapel.
So her actual tomb will be there.
This is her tomb, immediately under the high altar.
The topmost one?
Top one. There are no relics in the altar.
So this is the place where St. Cecilia is buried, and right above in the upper church, the main altar, the Baldacchino, is right on top of her remains. And this is the back side of St. Cecilia's tomb. And so I'm up front. Here's the Baldacchino of the church, and right below is a statue of St. Cecilia. This is how St. Cecilia, she was murdered roughly around, I think it was 220, I think she said 220s, around there. We don't know for certain. But in the year 1599, they found her body incorrupt. And they found her body just like we see it right here in this statue. And so they made a statue of her. So this is like the actual size of her body. And right here in her neck, you can see where there's like a severed line where she's partially decapitated. And then in her hands, her right hand has the three fingers pointing out, pointing towards the three persons of the Holy Trinity. Her left hand is pointing one, so three persons, one God. Just so you know about that. And then up top of the Baldacchino is this image. And there's the dome. And in the image here, you can see Jesus Christ. Over on that side, there's the Pope, and he has a square halo, because he hasn't died yet. And then next to him is St. Cecilia. She has her arm around him, showing her approval as he has a church in his hands of the building of his church. St. Cecilia gave her home as a church for the church, or gave her home as a church for the church. And then over here is St. Paul, who is martyred, of course, in Rome. Jesus Christ, our God and King, then St. Peter next to him. So usually St. Paul and St. Peter are depicted together because they're martyred here. And this is a Valerian. Valerian was the husband, he's a Saint Valerian, the husband of St. Cecilia. On their wedding night, St. Cecilia, she told him, I want to remain a virgin because I want to give my virginity to the Lord. And so he agreed to that. He's being a good holy man, and he's actually martyred along with his brother before St. Cecilia. And then over here is St. Agnes, because at this church is where the sisters, they receive the lambs from St. Agnes, and they make the palliums for the archbishops. So the archbishops receive that. And so they receive, I think in January, sometime the feast of St. Agnes, they receive these two lambs, the ceremony there, and then they are kept here by the sisters. And before Easter, they are sheared and then slaughtered and eaten. But the wool is the wool that is used. And the sisters here, they sew that wool together to make the palliums, this kind of like white garment that comes over and down upon the, that are given to the archbishops. So Archbishop Aquila, he was named Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Denver. He received the pallium when he left the Diocese of Fargo and became the Archbishop of Denver, Colorado. But yes, this is again the Church of St. Cecilia. Of course, in Italy and Rome. And this belongs to the Benedictines. And so the Benedictine sisters live here and pray and run this place. So, all right, God bless you guys. Take care. Bye.